All right, everybody, welcome to episode number 54 of our TNA local to global run. So far, we have ascended to medium, a good medium size. And up next, we got to get up to big, which is 77 and at least 5 mainland areas. Southeast is at 61. That's going to need to go up a lot more. I'm going to have to get better at either booking or figuring out what the game wants. Otherwise, we're going to be at medium for a while, which is fine. It could be certainly a lot worse. At the end of the last episode, or towards the end, I should say, we went out and we made the biggest splash in company history, and we signed Shawn Michaels to what would that have been? 4-year contract, $240,000 a month. And almost immediately after signing him to this contract, Bret Hart left. He said, I want nothing to do with this, and he is now gone. Now, as good as that is, having Shawn Michaels here in the company, what I am concerned about, he was here for like a couple of days. Yeah, he first showed up in May. I don't think we used him to the last show. I think in like 2 or 3 days he sold $5,000 in merch. He is going to sell a ton of merch, I would hope, anyway, which will offset some of the cost of having him. He is an 80, 79, 80 overall dude, or popularity wise. His skills are pretty good. Pretty good charisma and everything. His body is still pretty decent, actually, all things considered. We're still, I think, what, like 4 or 5 years away from him retiring IRL. I think that was in 2012, 2013. Because 2000, no, it might have been 2010. Because 2009 was like the DX run. And if I remember right, that would have been WrestleMania 25. So then, yeah, 2010. So he is almost retiring within about a year or two, but his health looks fine. Our developmental companies appear to be doing pretty good. That one's on the route to almost being small. I just saw Kid America. Um, so all of those are doing pretty good. TNA knockouts, they're doing all right. Oh, the hell are you? Oh, you're based out of the Mid South. You've only ran a couple of shows. Okay, you ran more than just a couple of shows. Hopefully they figure that out. We're just gonna let that continue normally. And this one, Jesus, okay, gotta love that glitch every now and again. It's at 16, so they're almost up to tiny, and that'll help. Our main rival, I think, at this point, we're too small to be rivaling WCW and the WWF. They make they make way too much money for me to even be a thought on their radar. Although, that having been said, the WWE has been at war with me for pretty much. Uh, wait. Yeah, they've been at war with me for a long time. And every once in a while, I'll see a thing where it'll be like, oh, but they sent a bunch of fans to my show to fuck with me, and then it's like, well, I never noticed they were there, so I guess I'm fine. So those are two guys. When I get to big if, those are going to be my main two rivals. It'll be the big three in America. But right now, UPW and Jersey All Pro, I guess, would be our next two guys that we are, butting heads with. We have been actively trying to sabotage Ultimate Pro Wrestling, and this big string of red here, from all of the hundreds of thousands of dollars, we take credit for that. Although they seem to be doing this weird thing where it's like, okay, starting back in, I guess technically, December, small ticket sales. Then January comes around, ton of ticket sales. February, very few ticket sales. And it seems to be going like that. So every year, I mean, they're still losing money, even when they have a ton of ticket sales and merchandise, which means they're running more shows. But then they followed up with a month where like they don't run much, but their costs don't go down. Which, good for me. They're spending a lot of money. I think, yeah, when we started this, they were up at like $10, $12 million, and now they're down to 5. And my goal is to just keep getting that down. Although it'll be a long time before I'm able to try and steal it. Uh, but we'll see. That's something to monitor. And then our other main rival, Jersey All Pro. Uh, yeah, they're making a ton of money. They've got a ton of stockpile, and their roster is pretty small. So even if I were to like try and go through, which I think I have tried to go through that. Okay, maybe not. Okay, then that might be. I might have done Sabu. That might have been the only guy I went for. So I might have to go through and try to figure. Oh, Homicide. Homicide. That's right. You stole him from me. That's right. I forgot. Or maybe I let him go. I don't remember. So I might have to go through and try to bump all this. That Bobby Heenan. What is his color? Only a 71. That is disrespectful. But I guess they do a lot with I don't know. I guess they did just walk out and they're hiring people. But that was everybody, wasn't it? Yeah, they just don't have a lot. But it's working for them. They're making a ton of money and they're a medium, for God's sakes. Uh, so my hope here is to just kind of, doggy paddle, stay alive, and try to, in the long term, uh, get this goddamn thing to work. We have Bound for Glory in 2 weeks. We have one show. I think we're gonna have only 4 weekly shows and then Bound for Glory. We'll see how that goes. I'm hopeful. My goal is to get Southeast to 62, Mid Atlantic to 45, and maybe get Southwest up to 45. I think that'd be pretty good. But we'll just have to see. I keep looking over here to see if like, hey, is like anything gonna go my way here? And it's like, no. I mean, when that this is why Jersey All Pro's making the money they are, is they've got this. Meanwhile, oh, where is Ultimate? Oh, found one of them. Uh, is that the only one they have? I find that hard to believe. Anyway, when that month or the year-long thing I did, trying to get out of from DirecTV, that kind of blew up in my face. When that's done, we're going to be able to get right into In Demand, and this is going to help significantly. And not to mention, we already have a thing with Centennial. We just never use it because we never need to. YouTube is a much better avenue for trying to get that to work, but I digress. So, with that, we're 8 minutes into the video, and now we're going to get to the actual booking. So, give me a minute, and I'll be right back. Alright, here we are. TNA Explosion number 73, held in front of 4,057 people in the Tiger Arena. We start off with a pre-show match, Steve Corino versus Sean Stasiak, getting a 51 segment rating. Not a very bad way to start the show. We then follow that up with a match between Chris Hero and Bobby Fish, who asked us to be used tonight, so we threw him into a pre-show match and gave Chris Hero the win, a 45 with bad chemistry. We then follow that up with this big-ass 4-team thing here with a 58 segment rating. Vampiro and the team of Vampiro and Matt Sydal win, mainly because Vampiro is seen as a major star. I still don't know how, but he is. Because I never booked him very much. He and Guerrero could probably have a good couple matches, 68, 64. I'll keep that in mind. Loki and Jushin Thunder Liger have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. That is good to know. We then follow that up with a 70 segment rating to start the show. I should be happy about that, but I would have rather the 70 kick in later, because that would have really helped. We have a 3-on-3 match. CM Punk, Matt Hardy, and Sting taking on Team Canada. And Matt Hardy gets the pinfall victory over Petey Williams, a 70. We then follow that up with a backstage promo. Jeff Jarrett and Steve Austin are watching the show. They're talking about the upcoming pay-per-view. Just 2 weeks from now, the contract signing next week between Hardy. No, we already had that. Next week's trios match between Punk, Hardy, and a person of their choosing, assumedly Sting, against Camp Cornette, Brock Lesnar, Batista, Bob Holly. In walks Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels throws his name into the ring, or throws his hat into the ring for that spot. We then follow that up with a tag team match. Masahiro Chono and Mitsuharu Masawa of M2K defeat Culture Club in about 12 and a half minutes. Mitsuharu Masawa getting the pinfall victory, a 63 segment rating, a good show, a good little match. We then follow it up. Samoa Joe comes in, attacks Mitsuharu Masawa from behind, knocking him out. Masahiro Chono and Joe fight for a little bit. However, Samoa Joe has a weapon, probably a steel pipe, baseball bat, something to that variety. That gives him the edge. He beats down Masahiro Chono, and then in comes the debuting Kensuke Sasaki, who comes in and knocks Joe out of the ring. 73 second rating. Poor. That's not what I wanted to see for that. We then follow that up with the obligatory TNA United States title. Brian Christopher defends his title against former champion Nigel McGuinness. This is his third defense of the title at 48E. We then followed up with a Camp Cornette promo. Not a very bad promo, 70. Dear God, please be good. Okay, I can live with that. A 67? I could take that. Camp Cornette wins. They defeat what remains of the Vision. Brock Lesnar gets a shooting star press victory over Billy Gunn. We end the show with a 68. We lost $3,000. We gained 1 point in the Mid-South and bips everywhere else, so that's pretty good. Not a bad show. Not a bad show. Next week, the right show will be in the right spot, or the right match will be in the right spot. Damn, I didn't think that opening match would be that good. I mean, I probably should have realized it. I don't know why I didn't clock it. We are sitting at negative 15 grand. Oh no. I wonder if that's the Shawn Michaels effect finally coming in. Oof. Oof. That's not good. I have a feeling. Yeah, this is going to get worse before it gets better. That's my assumption here. How did our... Let me look, please, thank you. Michaels has sold the 5th most stuff. Matt Hardy sold more than he did. Okay. I don't know what kind of universe we're in now, but I guess that makes sense popularity-wise, but not much else. Anyway, we are about a third of the way through upgrading up to level 8. I think that'll be pretty good. We'll make a lot more money, I'm hoping. We're going to go ahead. We're going to book the Go Home show to Bound for Glory. Then we're going to book Bound for Glory, and I'll see you then. All right, everybody. Welcome to TNA Explosion number 74, held in front of 3,176 people. That's about 1,000 less than the previous show, so you can expect how the gate will look this time. We start off with a 20-man battle royal on the Go Home show. The winner will get a shot at the TNA United States title at the pay-per-view. In the event that the title switches hands on the show beforehand, it's going to be a triple threat match. P.D. Williams wins this match, a 58 segment rating. Simon Diamond got hurt. That doesn't surprise me entirely. He hasn't been used in a little while, so him getting a bit of an injury doesn't surprise me at all. We then follow that up with another just opening match banger. Samoa Joe goes out there, kills Chad Collier, and gets a 70. Good job, Joe. We then follow that up with a promo, Sasaki challenging Joe for the pay-per-view, and it will be that. It's a singles match. We then follow that up with a triple threat match. The winner gets to face Charlie Haas at the pay-per-view. Sonny Siaki wins it, pinning Monty Brown. We then follow that up with a backstage promo. Punk, Matt Hardy, they're talking it out. They've decided on their partner. In walks Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is their third man, and Shawn Michaels will have his first ever match in TNA history on the Go Home show. We then follow that up with TNA United States title. Brian Christopher suffers a blown eardrum in a losing effort to Takashi Iizuka, who wins the not the world title, the United States title. Shawn Michaels comes out for his entrance. I figured that would be like a big enough deal that you would devote a certain amount of time. Like Matt Hardy comes out, he gets his entrance. CM Punk comes out, he gets his entrance. Shawn Michaels gets like pyro and shit, just milking it, because he's the biggest star we've ever brought in. Certainly the biggest contract we've ever brought in. They then go out. Oh, thank God. Okay, that's not a bad match. I wish it was better. What happens in this match? They go back and forth for a while, and then when it starts to get toward the end, Shawn Michaels super kicks Matt Hardy. First he super kicks CM Punk on the outside, then he super kicks Matt Hardy, who didn't see it, into an F5. Brock Lesnar hits him with an F5, hits a shooting star press just for good measure, wins the match. So Brock Lesnar gets a win going into the pay-per-view, and that ends up being a 66. Yeah, torn abdominal is going to be a little bad. Brian Christopher is going to have to work through an eardrum injury. $10,000 loss. But we did 45 in Atlantic, which is what I wanted. One in Northwest and one in Southwest. That's pretty good. Hi, Shane Douglas. I'd like to hire you, but goddamn, people are expensive. We're only just a couple of days away from not Hard Justice, Bound for Glory. Let's see. Anything? Oh, Don West moved to New England. Okay. We got 375. The week before we got 365. So it went up 10,000. I figured we got a 0.5. That is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. We are slowly but surely climbing up, and we are losing money. Now, you may have noticed, yeah, we lost a lot of people in attendance because Brock Lesnar was the figurehead. I had John Cena waiting in the wings. We'll see how he does on this. I'm hoping it'll be better than Brock, because Brock was negative 25% in both. And I've just had horrible luck with faces of the company, but I digress. Hopefully Cena's a little better, but besides, that won't matter because Cena won't be here for like another year. He's got a long rehab ahead of him. All right, everybody, welcome to TNA Bound for Glory 2008, held in front of 16,697 people in the Phillips Arena. We start off the night with an X Division title bout. Charlie Haas taking on Sonny Siaki, who won the triple threat match on the Go Home show. Charlie Haas retains the championship for his second defense. We then follow that up with the United States Championship being fought in a triple threat. Petey Williams won the 20-man battle royal, but Takashi beat Brian Christopher to win the belt, so that is why we're having a triple threat match. Although Brian Christopher does have his blown out eardrum, and that does play a role, and Takashi is able to essentially put Petey Williams to sleep, retaining the United States Championship. We then follow that up with a Camp Cornette promo right before a tag team match between Batista Bob Holly and the Afternoon Express, Al Snow and Jerry Lynn. Gets a 66. Brock Lesnar is getting prepared for his main event championship defense. Okay. They go out there and they put on a banger tag team match, a 70 rating, a very good thing. Very happy about that. We then follow that up with a phenomenal match, even with being penalized from Kensuke Sasaki being rusty. A 75 wrestling rating, a 72 crowd rating, and a 71 segment rating. Kensuke Sasaki beats Samoa Joe in what is so far the match of the night. Phenomenal. I'm very happy about that. AMW comes out, or they're in the backstage. They have a promo. putting themselves over. One of the best tag teams in all of TNA. They're going to beat these Japanese guys who are trying to come in and take over, defend the honor of TNA. They go out and they get beat in a pretty good match. Mitsuharu Misawa and Masahiro Chono, two of the old legends of New Japan, come in and beat AMW, winning the tag team titles, a 67. Very good match rating. Chono had a 74. We then followed that up with the unveiling of the full stable, MTK or M2K. Sasaki, Chono, Misawa, and Iizuka are the legends, the main guys, and they have two essentially rookies, two young lions, Kazuchika Okada and Kota Ibushi. This is the full stable that they have. We then follow that up. CM Punk comes out prior to his match with Shawn Michaels. He starts cutting a promo. He goes on about 2-3 minutes. Out comes Shawn Michaels, and Shawn Michaels and him have a dueling promo for the next 5 minutes. It goes pretty well, an 85 segment rating before they get down into the ring, and they beat each other up for a 70 segment rating. CM Punk loses to Shawn Michaels, who wins with a super kick. Very good opening, a very good penultimate match. Crowd heat at the very end is very hot. And then we're going to have Matt Hardy cutting a promo, putting himself over to go take on Brock Lesnar. They go out 80. All right, that's what I want to see. Brock Lesnar defeats Matt Hardy with a shooting star press. Before that, Brock Lesnar is going to hit Matt Hardy with an F5. He picks him up, he turns around. Shawn Michaels, who had come in, bang, hits him with a super kick. And instead of falling down, he bends over, or he turns and bends, and that gives Matt Hardy enough time to reverse it, the positioning, get him into the twist of fate, hit him with it, near fall finish, almost gets the win. After that, Matt Hardy tries to do some more things. Brock Lesnar just shoves him off, hitting Mickey J, the referee of the match. Rudy Charles comes out to finish the match. Brock Lesnar hits the F5, hits the shooting star press, wins the belt, despite Shawn Michaels trying to screw him out of it. An 80. And at the end, Brock Lesnar celebrates with the title. All right. That is what I want to see. That is perfect. All right, we're going to give Matt Hardy, Shawn, and Brock. We got to keep certain people happy. Was pleased, seemed pleased, very happy. We made $312,000 on ticket sales. Merchandise pretty much paid for all of our costs. Ticket sales were pretty much just pure money, pure profit. Popularity, oh hell yes. Great Lakes up to 40, Midwest up to 40, Mid-South up to 47, New England 37, Southeast 62, Southwest 45, Tri-State 38, Puerto Rico up to 32, Hawaii still trailing behind at 23, Ontario went up by 1, everywhere else got a bip. And the media scrum. Do you have any comments regarding Landscape not being at Bound for Glory? He has been quite public about being upset by this snub. Ooh. It's just to give him a little break. He remains an important part of TNA. Kevin Steen didn't appear and has been public about his disappointment. How are you going to handle this? Still, same thing. What would you do about AJ Styles? His commentary was not good. Unfortunately, he was poor, but we won't use him at the announcing guest again. It was worth a try, but the experiment didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. It wasn't the best use of his talent. I thought he did a good job. I'm happy I made him happy. I have faith they become more assistant. Backstage sources suggest that Bret Hart is angry with life in TNA and is unhappy with affecting the rest of the locker room. Do you think we will see him leaving TNA over this? I'll sit down with him and listen to his complaints. You're seeing he's made a new signing. I have high hopes for him. Michael Shane wasn't pleased. Punk wasn't pleased. Cena, Joe, Dwayne, Misawa, Bob Holly, Sting, Matt Hardy, Vampiro, Steve Austin, and Shawn Michaels are not pleased by your response. Oh, they were really pissed that I said that. Uh, okay, well, I picked the wrong one there. Yikes. But still 80. Oh, 80. That is everything I wanted to see and more. What are the viewing numbers? 43,000. Oh, oh, that hurts. That hurts. Excellent. They seem to have really struck gold. Hell yeah, we made a lot of money off of that show. I'm very happy. Dwayne is making a ton. Kensei Sasaki fucking jumped up. What? Oh, I guess technically he'd never been on. Let me look and see how some of this did for their popularity. Not much changed. Although him being on the call has helped his popularity. What is his commentary? It's 64. That's not bad. I don't know why they're saying it was bad. Popularity 70, 71. All right, I'm liking what I'm seeing there. Punk. Punk lost and he actually gained some popularity. I'm happy about that. Ketsusuke Sasaki. He's at about the same. Not a lot changed there. Chono. Chono went up. Uh, Rudy Charles. Did he go up? Oh my god, I think he might have. He did. He went up a little bit. Where's Sean? Sean's at 80. Did it actually go up? Oh my god, we're putting shows and their popularities are going up when we bring in new people. What is this? Cena. He's still very happy. Yeah, they just weren't happy that Oh, Austin. No. Austin, please. Oh god. Okay, some of them were very, very unhappy. Sting is not a happy man. He's irritated at disliking the choice of booking. Who are you mad? Who are you mad about being? Okay, I'm gonna have to go figure that one out on my own time. Who else? Matt Hardy. Yeah, when we hired him, he was at a 76. He's at a 70 now. It's not great. Were there any other matches? I guess technically I can go look at Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe definitely gained some, not a whole lot. We'll keep track of that as we go through. This was a very good show. I'm very happy about it. Next up is Unbreakable. Well, I think you could already figure out what my main event of that show is going to be. It's gonna be Brock and Shawn, and we're gonna see how that goes. It should go pretty well. Now, I brought up that fan thing at the end because if you remember on episode 1, can you see that? Yes, you can. Crowd management is now on. I guess I should enable crowd burnout too. Uh, so now I think I said I would turn that back on when we got to TV. And then we got TV and I never turned it on. But now we're at medium, and I think now is the perfect time to put it on, and we'll see how it goes. Uh, from here on out. So that's going to be a learning curve to try and figure out how to get that, how much needs to be done to get them up to where they're really hyped for the main event, but not burnt out. So that'll be interesting as we go forward. I'm going to go ahead and book the next show. I'll see you in just a moment. All right, here we are starting off TNA Explosion number 75 in front of 4,586 people, still in the Tiger Arena. We start off with Kazuchika Okada and Kota Ibushi tag teaming up, although their chemistry is bad, so this is probably not going to happen again. But just to get them on the card, get them some experience, and get them a win, they beat Hector Garza and Ultimo Guerrero. Expectant simmering on the crowd heat. We then follow that up with Takashi Iizuka taking on Hayabusa, getting a 65 segment rating. Crossface Chicken Wing. Not bad. He defends the title once again. We follow that up. Big promo. Starts off with Austin and Jarrett talking about the title picture. And they're talking about a title tournament. Or number one contender tournament. The winner being the go home show to Unbreakable and having that match be Brock Lesnar versus the tournament winner. Shawn Michaels comes out, and Jarrett cuts him off before, like, oh, stop the music, stop the music. You're not in the tournament. You're not going to get it. And Shawn Michaels comes down to the ring, and he goes, like, I already have the title shot. I have the contract right here. And Jarrett and Austin look at each other and go, well, we didn't sign that. Out comes Dwayne Johnson making his return after a couple of months of being away. He signed it. He's still an authority figure. That was part of his deal. Yes, he can no longer make decisions on the weekly shows. However, he does have authority over Vision members, or former Vision members. And because Brock Lesnar used to be a member of the Vision, he can make that deal. And as a result, it will be Shawn Michaels versus Brock Lesnar out Unbreakable. And that is how that ends. We then follow that up. Tomko beating Chavo Guerrero with a Tombstone Piledriver. Following that up, a match between a promo between Dwayne Johnson and Lance Cade. Lance Cade is like, hey, I'm a former world champion. I was your last world champion. Why are you siding with Shawn Michaels? You should be helping me. Dwayne goes, oh, I'll help you all right. And he gets fed. He gets fed into Kensuke Sasaki and gets just fucking killed. Still rusty, by the way. 82. We then follow that up. Michaels, however, Jeff Jarrett says, well, you're going to have a match tonight. So go out there. So he goes out there, and it's going to be against Jushin Liger, and not a very good way to end the show. He has an ending of the night promo where he gets attacked by Matt Hardy. 66. Okay, Kensuke Sasaki needs to be in the main. We made $27,000. Okay, and we got one BIP in Mid-Atlantic, one BIP in Mid-South, one point in Northwest, and a BIP everywhere else. So far, this has been a very productive month. That may just be the best match we've ever had in 82. And it's Kensuke Sasaki and Lance Cade, of all people. And yes, I did book Lance Cade because he wasn't booked at the pay-per-view. AJ Styles' opinion. Kota Ibushi has poor ring psychology. He is not worth keeping around. Another 0.5. Everything else is pretty much the same. Nothing that really interests me. Is anybody like super pissed? Bret Hart is super pissed. Austin is still toxic. We have not held a season for no Sean Stasiak. I did not want to see you. We have not held. What was that? Not held any season finale since January of 2005. That's fine. I'm not very keen on doing that anyway. But we made money. I'm very happy about that. And now we've got one more show, and I'm gonna go book that, and we'll be pretty much done for the month. All right, here we are. TNA Explosion number 76, held for 4,413 people in the Tiger Arena. And we start off with another banger opener, CM Punk taking on Sting, a segment rating of 74. And they have great chemistry. That is something I wasn't prepared to see, but I am happy that it's there. We then follow that up. Promo between Dwayne Johnson and Shawn Michaels as we go into a big 4v4, which got a 63. Essentially what this is, Lance Cade is pissed. He politicked. Really what he wants to do is get back at Dwayne. And so he politicked to try and get a match with Shawn. As a result, Jarrett and Austin were like, well, why about we do this whole thing? And the incentive for Team Canada here is, hey, if you win, hey, you might get some title shots. Unfortunately for them, they do not win. Shawn Michaels pins Bobby Roode. Yeah, so Lance Cade doesn't even get pinned in this match. 63, not bad. We then follow that up with just a really short match. Pete Williams gets a rematch from the pay per view. And it's like, oh, I should have got a match with Takashi. Is like, okay, well, you get your match. Ding, ding, ding. And then he proceeds to kill him in 3 minutes. Defense number 3. We then follow that up in the backstage. Brock Lesnar's, trying to cut a promo. Kensuke Sasaki comes out and, chest bumps him. And it looks like there's about to be a big fight between the factions. Jim Cornette gets in between. He's like, hey, no, 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 Brock. Hold on, and he turns to Sasaki and he goes, if you want a match tonight, you got one. He'll meet you down in the ring. So everyone's like, oh, it's going to be Brock and Sasaki. No, it's Sasaki and Batista, and this is still a really good match. Following this, Brock comes out, attacks Sasaki. We have a really big fight here between the two stables. The winning stable, though, is the Japanese, invaders, MTK, or M2K. 74. We end up with a 69. Nice. Show rating. We take that. And we made $24,000. Popularity. Southwest went up 63. It's gone up twice. It went up. So Southwest, I feel like, has gone up 3 times. Tri-State's up to 40. New England's up to 38. That guy, I thought that was a black and white picture for a second. I'm not going to lie. All right, not bad. That was a good show to end off the month, and I think we're at the halfway point of the year, so we're gonna get some who's the best as of now. So that'll definitely be interesting to see. Mark Jindrak. That's right. I am trying to get Mark Jindrak. You might go, okay, well, he wasn't very good in real life. I mean, he didn't last very long. He has phenomenal fundamental physical skills. He has pretty good technical. Surprisingly, his aerial is high. His psychology is in the 80s. His charisma, his microphone work is awful. But it's like, okay, he'll be like a good opener, lower mid card guy. Who'll be able to do some stuff. We got a 4.9 or 0.49. Let me go. Oh, Motoko Baba retired. Let me go to Jindrak. Oh, I don't think it's going to let me do it from there. Is this the real China or is this fake China? Because there is a fake China. Go back to 2003. 2003. 2004. Okay. You're a fake one. Yeah, because you would have actually had something. Okay, so I gotta go fix that. Where's real China? Okay, I'll go figure that out here in a second. Let me go bid on. Let me go bid on Mark Jindrak for a second. I don't care if you don't like the idea of Sean Stasiak. He's coming in. All right. All right. Time to figure this out. China. There's the real one. She's in WCW. Okay, so time to go fix that. I'll be back in a second. All right. Here we are at the middle of the year, and I can honestly say this is not what I was expecting. Rey Mysterio is so far the male wrestler of the year. Normally, it's been like Triple H every year. It's good to see someone new getting in there. We then followed up with WCW being the company of the year. Female tag team of the year, Tori Wilson and Joni Laura. Laura, is that the fake one? That is the fake one. She's now 98. She will retire. Yeah, she'll retire, and that'll be that. Male tag team of the year, Chris Jericho and Lance Storm. Rey Mysterio defeated Tommy Dreamer. Chris Kanyon and Booker T, a fatal 4-way match, getting a 5-star thing, huh? Show of the year was Sin. Female young wrestler was Candice LeRae. Oh my god, we might actually win some of these. Why is Candice LeRae? Uh, I think I answered my own question. Male young. What the hell is this? Okay. Okay. Why do you have 73? I'm gonna knock that down. You should not. You just came in. You're like 2 months old. You should not be having. Yeah, for May. You've only been around for about a month and a half. I'm gonna go turn that down. You should not be that high. All right. I just went and I changed him to a 40. I think with him being in the WWE and just being in that environment, that's probably, and him being the hometown guy, it makes sense that those would be the highest. Him being in the 70s made no sense. Female veteran wrestler Joni Laura uh, Booker T is male veteran wrestler. He's 43 at this point. Female wrestler is Trish Stratus. She's can't afford her. She's oh my god, that's a 93. Okay, that's a lot. Male independent wrestler is Makoto Hashi. His technical is a 77. You might have a job. Deep Roots. Oh, and they will never move house to a new region. Okay, well you're staying in Kanto then. Female independent wrestler is La Amapola. You're not even hired by anybody. Okay, and that is it. New champion. Oh, Chemo beat China for the European title. Scotty Tuhati beat Kenny King for the hardcore title. Uh, let's see. Petty WWE. Many fans have voiced their displeasure at the tactics of WWE as they spent a lot of airtime taking unnecessary and petty verbal jabs at their rivals TNA. This appears to be a widespread belief amongst their own fans that the company should concentrate on their own product and not what TNA is doing. Hell yeah. We're signing Mark Jindrak. Uh, Bret Hart leaves TNA. YouTube deal expiring. I gotta go fix that. Sean Stasiak's leaving, and nothing was of value was lost. Canyon. God, you're 500 days away, and you're $150,000. Ugh. Ugh. But we did make $123,000. That was not bad. We did spend $1 million on workers, but we almost made $1 million on merch too. So, swings and roundabouts. Speaking of, this was with significantly less money for merch too, because as I mentioned before, this is still falling. It's not great. So we are in July. That is the end here. We are sitting better than even I thought I was expecting because I just wanted to get to 45, 45, and 62. We're at 46, 48, 63, and 46. So this has definitely been a successful month. And with that, I swear I already did this. Bret Hart's gone. I already knew that. And with that, I suppose we should look at our own thing. Um, we don't really have anything just yet to go off of, but we can go based off of 2008. Our best event is a tie. Teen Explosion 71 got an 80, and so did Bound for Glory. Although I think you kind of got to give it to the pay per view, not to mention it's Bound for Glory. It's one of the big ones. Matches, Kensuke Sasaki he's been in the company for a very short amount of time. He's already got 2 matches in the top 10. Uh, is that in company history too? No, not company history, but he's still up there. He's got the best match in company history with Lance Cade of all people. No disrespect to Lance Cade though. 17,000 people almost for Bound for Glory. A $4,000 individual jump from the previous one. Buy rates, we haven't got any of those yet. Viewerships, we got a 0.56 twice in May. We haven't gotten anything close to that. And viewerships, similar things. So that's where we're sitting at. I think if you had to give tag team of the year, I think you kind of have to give it to AMW because they're the ones that were routinely used. Ooh, the Modern Dragons. I did not make that tag team. At least if I did, it was a long time ago. What else am I doing here? I think you got to give Brock Lesnar Wrestler of the Year. You got to give AEW Tag Team of the Year. Young Wrestler. I think you kind of got to give that. Ooh, who would you give that to? Maybe P.D. Williams, so on and so forth. So that's kind of where I'm thinking we're at right now. So with this, I'm going to say we're going to end it off here. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good time, and I hope to see you again in the next episode.